Leafs Talk, JD Bunkis, Sam McKee. What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching. Happy Halloween, brother. We are so washed. Like I didn't even realize it was Halloween today until I saw the people's Instagrams. I felt bad. I felt very out of it, very old.
I forgot. I went to hockey this morning, and the guys they were like mentioned Halloween, and I was like, they're like, oh, I was like, oh, it's Halloween. So I went to the Shoppers Drug Mart that's near me, and I bought like 40 candies for like so much money. And I live like right on a busy street. No one ever comes to my house, and then I put them out in front of my house tonight. And like I put them out in like a bowl that we use for like salad. So clearly Allie was like, don't do that. So I went back inside to get like a disposable.
Got the wrong bowl. Just get bad boy.
Like I went in for 1 second and I go back out and half the candy is gone. Like it was literally a minute, like less than a minute. And I looked both ways. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. And there was like a woman with like carrying like a work bag, and she had like a normal outfit on. And like, I was so flabbergasted, and I was like, hey, and she didn't turn around. She just kept walking. So this woman took half the candy, brother.
You had a bandit. You had a bandit.
Robbed me blind. I was in the house 30 seconds. I went in to get like a metal, like one of those like old cake pans. Like I have a disposable one in the closet. And I just
Brother,
like
you gotta almost respect the hustle of this lady.
Like, I wanted to call her out again, but she just head down grinded me.
She was just dogging the bull. She was just looking at you. She saw you leave, and she seized the opportunity. Kind of like the Leafs tonight. There were some cookies available, and Toronto Stars just delved right into the bowl. To me, this story of the game is pretty simple. It's just Toronto's high-end skill. There's a pretty big difference between theirs and Seattle's. And I don't know what the shots were relatively close in this game. I don't know what the shot attempts were. But this one was just about as non-threatening of a Leafs win as you're going to see. I felt like they basically controlled the play, that there weren't too many dangerous moments against them. And yeah, their stars showed up and filled the net when it mattered.
Yeah, I really felt that the Kraken were a team that didn't have their top two D-men. Really feel that tonight. Montour is a huge miss for them. There's their big free agent signing. You know, they just felt like they had a really hard time, just keeping the Leafs down in the offensive zone. Like in the offensive zone, the Leafs were all over them. They were really, really good in the forecheck. I think that's a staple of Berube hockey. I just thought it was a really impressive game. If there's one thing that, jumps out to me, I have to say I'm really impressed with Max Pacioretty. And for me, that may be even the story of this game for me. Just that this guy, I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know what he's going to be left of him in the last, half of this season. But I got to give a guy a ton of credit who has some pedigree in this league. Like I said, I think he scored almost 350 goals in the league. And he comes in on a minimum contract, basically, with some incentives, 9 games, 35 games, I think, gets him some extra cash. And the coach tells him a certain way to play. He sits a couple games this season. And the guy hasn't said one thing, and he's playing hard. He's hammering guys. He's playing heavy on the forecheck. He's playing smart, aggressive hockey. And he has been as good a member of that line as anybody. He is a key contributor to that line having success. And I didn't expect it. I didn't think that he'd have it in him at this point of his career. Who knows how long it'll last, but just give the guy credit for trying and acting and actually like making it look good. I'm impressed. I have to say I'm very impressed.
I totally agree. I didn't have him as the story of the game for sure, but it's definitely in the notes. Like he's been way more than what people expected. And I got to tell you, there's a couple things that I thought of tonight with him. One is this wasn't even supposed to be his role. It was supposed to be David Perron's. That was the original guy that they were looking for to basically fill that spot. Perron wanted a little bit more money, decided to go to Ottawa. And yeah, I think he's missing the team right now with like a family issue. So, it's the start of the season. There's no real direct comparison between the two guys right now, but yeah, a bit of a reminder of just like playing on a team that does have a more established top six. And what, like, you can quibble with the whole winning culture thing. Like, they win regular season games, you're going to get your opportunities, but yeah, I think Pacioretty's making the most of it. And yeah, he's not the most fleet of foot. You're right to point out that the major concern is whether he can stay healthy. That's a big reason why his contract is structured the way it is. But there's just no doubt that he's a pedigree player with really high hockey IQ, who knows how to use his body well, who's got really top end vision, and who can finish when he gets his opportunities, and it fits. Like right now, it's fitting and it's working for the Leafs.
So with the 1 assist tonight, he ends up now, he's got 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points through 8 games played on a minimum basically contract. Like, this is exactly how you picture it starting. And I don't necessarily think that this is something that's going to last, like I said, but you could picture this when we get to spring, that he, maybe he doesn't play every playoff game, but he gets in 1 or 2, he gets in 2 or 3 or however it's going, and he chips in with a big moment or a big goal. Like, I wasn't fully down on him to start the season. I did have some sort of expectation that it might be okay, but he's exceeded it to start. Like, I'm just really impressed with it and give him credit. Like if he played like this his whole career, God, he'd be first ballot Hall of Famer, how hard he's playing. Like, he's completely changed his game. It's impressive.
He's had a pretty good career, but yeah, like the way that he's using his body is really impressive.
It's not him. Like, it's not what he's ever been. Like, he has played harder through these 7 games than I think he's played in his career in terms of physicality and in on the forechecks. Honestly, dude, he's playing hammering guys.
Hits tonight. He definitely had some hits tonight.
Every game he's had hits. Every game he's played in, he's at least one big hit where he hammers somebody. That's not his game.
Sure, I'm not gonna say that he's been better with the Leafs than he was when he was
not better. I never said he's better. He's playing harder.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, the guy's been over the last couple of games a revelation for the team. He's definitely been one of their best players. He's been definitely one of their most notable players. And yeah, when you mentioned the whole the debate and discussion that we've had around him, I was definitely on the more negative side of the Pacioretty signing. I just went like, oh. Tree Living has this propensity to go after names, right? And we saw that last offseason, right? Like he likes established guys. But there's a few things with him. One is that the league is getting younger, all of sports getting younger. And you just see having a veteran guy who's done it before, who isn't completely washed up, the advantages that they can have from an IQ and just developed skill standpoint when the puck is on their stick. Like, he's just an advanced guy. And that's worked out with playing with other really good players. He's not playing down the lineup with, some of the other guys on this roster. And I think that they're flourishing because of it. 2 is that, listen, I know that the Robertson brigade.
He played 14-22 tonight, which to me is the perfect amount of ice time for him. Yeah, that's like exactly where you want him.
100%, dude. And they've still got to find ways to manage him throughout the season. Like, I do think there's going to have to be back-to-backs and whatever where he gets nights off, and you're really hoping that you can keep him healthy and get something close to this version because, the hits and the style that he's playing right now, you have to be a little concerned that he's going to be able to maintain that when it matters the most, right? Like when he's providing secondary scoring for the Leafs. But the size thing in particular and the way that they created the second goal for that line tonight, right? Because the first one is just like a broken play by the Kraken. Morgan Rielly takes advantage of it, dimes it up for Nylander, who scores one of the easiest goals of his life. But the second goal that line scores, the third of the game, like if you watch this and you got it on YouTube, and again, I'm only making this comparison because the two guys were compared to one another going into the season in terms of what makes sense in terms of opportunity costs. And I was on the Robertson side of the debate going, listen, you've got a young player who's really showing himself. You got to try and bank on Robertson. It feels more likely that Robertson has more upside than Pacioretty. But here's one thing you just cannot teach, which is the size. When Nick Robertson gets hit with a stick in his back, like when he gets bumped, he falls down a lot. And I actually thought Nick Robertson had a good game tonight. Like, this isn't a shot at the guy, but you can't teach size. And Pacioretty has been able to use his body, leverage it against big defenders, which the Kraken have many of, and create opportunities for other teammates. Like that play there against the wall, I'm sorry. I don't think Nick Robertson is making that play. And that is just a material difference between the two and why I think Pacioretty, when he's healthy, is going to continue to get the opportunities to play with the better players.
Yep. Completely agree. It's really well said. I have nothing else to add to that. I love that take. And it's just, you saw what happened when Robertson got breathed on by Larson. It's like, he's gone. He eviscerated him in front of the net. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, you see that pass from Tavares. I was texting with Borny. Borny's like, that was the pass. It was not a pass. That was a shot attempt that he healed over onto the tape. And I'm like, I know, but I was like, you know what? I think, Borny, you're right.
I disagree.
Roll it again. If you can roll it again, it really looks like
one more time. Let me see it one more time.
Like Borny's like, I think he healed a shot attempt that he was trying to whip towards the net. And like, when you watch it again, like, how would he ever know that Willie's there? Like, he's got his back to the play. Watch.
Yeah. Okay.
Back completely to the play, trying to rip that around.
No, that's a pass, man. It's right on his tape.
I'm with Borny.
No, you and Born are out of your minds. That's just a beautiful pass. That's
convinced me.
You know how he saw him? You know how he saw him? He's an elite hockey player with great vision who has like great peripherals and sees him. Like, yeah, man, he can clearly see him there. No, that angle is conclusive. This is the call on the field is not it's not, what do they say? It's confirmed when they get the call right. The call is confirmed. Tomorrow saw him.
Either way, the visual of that is hot. That's a sexy pass, and he hammers it home.
This was just sexy goal night in general. No,
all the goals are beautiful. Willie tonight. That's another than my sort of next thing here.
Mm-hmm.
I love just some ice time talk in the market.
Of course,
Willie out talking about his ice time. Berube talking about how he doesn't care, but you got to earn your ice time. Like, I love the ice time talk. Like, it's just it's a great topic for us. And I thought Willie was awesome from the drop of the puck and engaged. And I have had moments with Willie, clear like everybody else. But he plays career high last year. He plays I think it was almost 20 minutes a game last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I have my thoughts of being like, do you really need to do this again with Willie? Because there's been lots of things that the coach that Berube is doing to start this year that like he's relearning that Keefe already learned. Like the comparison we made on Real Kipper and Born is like when you've lost your wallet and then your wife's helping you find your wallet and she starts looking in all the same places that you have already looked. And it's just like, we've done this already. We've done Matthews and Marner. We've done Willie and Tavares. We've done the power play units. Like, we've done all of this stuff. But the Willie thing stuck out to me as being like, is this a guy you really need to be given the what whack here? Like, is this guy is one of your best players? He's leading your team in scoring. But then he comes out and he looks like he does tonight. And I'm like, damn, Chief, you might have got it again. You might have done it here. It's like he was motivated as hell and he was excellent tonight.
I totally
yelled at him on the bench. Oh, so you think he shouldn't be doing it?
No, I think he absolutely that this is perfect and that you don't stop getting coached in your life, like in all aspects. If there's people that you respect and that there's people that you look up to, in which Craig Berube is supposed to be, like there's a reason why he's in the room. If he sees areas of Nylander's game that he wants to have him improve, it's great. I think that there's like a weird sensitivity in the market, and like maybe it's just being online, because I think that some of the Twitter stuff we talk about is really not real life and it's not an actual good reflection of what people think. But I think that there is a sensitivity of like, oh, it's always Nylander that's getting picked on. It's always everybody. If you criticize Nylander, people will come after you. If you criticize Marner, it's going to be totally fine, right? Like that's just the way it works. You can't criticize certain guys the same way. Like it just happens. You go after Simon Benoit, then it's fine. If you would have gone after Timothy Liljegren in the game, there's going to be a section of his fans that are going to be upset. Like I said, I know how it's going to be interpreted by some people with Nick Robertson. They've just decided like they're going to die on some hills. So seeing the Nylander stuff to me is like, people look at it and they're like, poor Willie. Like, why him? Why is it the guy who's playing great? He is playing great. The thing is that he's making huge money on the team and he's taking, I think, a little bit more of a leadership role. I think we've seen some maturity to Nylander's game over the last couple of seasons. And if he's asking for ice time and he's asking for penalty kill, then his coach is going to say to him, if you want more ice time, show me some of the stuff that I want you to clean up. Nobody's perfect. And I don't think that him saying that to him is some kind of, indictment of him. He's just saying like, there's areas you can improve, probably just like some of the other guys too. And so for Nylander, he goes, okay, I got to go out and show you stuff. And there's nothing better to me than an athlete who wants to prove something to someone and a coach who will hold them accountable when he does it. So I just don't think it's that big of a deal. And to be honest, the other thing that I'm really impressed with Nylander about with it is he is the number one guy where this story comes out on the team. And I feel like he does not give one like molecule of a crap. He can handle that media pressure. He doesn't care about the questions that go his way. He's not going to care about what the social media stuff says. Like he'll wear that stuff and be completely fine with it. He is such a perfect fit for this market, which is so funny because early in his career, I think there was a real sense that he wasn't. But hey, man, if you want to be like David Pastrnak, his coach called him out in the postseason. So why can't yours do the same thing during the regular season? I think it's totally fine. I think it's great. And I love what I'm seeing from Nylander. All things true.
Okay. Love it. Well said. It's funny. I watched Willie's press conference this morning because I was grabbing that clip to play on the show.
Yeah.
He's so funny, dude.
Yeah.
Like when they were asking him when he was dressed up for Halloween, he's like, oh, I don't know, a hip hop rapper or something. Not exactly a Rhodes Scholar, our boy, but we don't care.
Yeah,
it just kills me.
Don't care. Play like that, and it's awesome. And what happened in this game too? He has one mistake, like he had a couple.
I know,
and like Berube gives it to him.
He gave it to him, like waits for him to get on the bench and just eviscerates him. And it's like, I see that, and part of me is like, yeah, okay, that's coaching, and a part of me is like, holy hell, this guy, different standard for Willie, but he needs it. He said it a million times how much he likes. Like I remember him talking about him like getting coached hard and all that stuff, 100%. And it doesn't affect him. So good on him. Dude. But I love that Willie. That like this is the most predictable thing ever. Like how many times do we talk about this with Berube that like what they would not have posted the odds that the first public spat about ice time between a coach and player was between Willie and Berube. That was minus 1,000. Like there was no odds posted.
I like it. I got no issue with it. And Nylander, I think that good leaders, they coach people in different ways. And so some people won't be able to identify that. They're going to be like, everyone should be the same. And it's fair. It's like, it's professional hockey. It's professional sports. If Berube, who is a Stanley Cup winner, a guy that's been in a million dressing rooms and who came in here, you know, with the love of basically all of his former players, if he comes in there and he identifies that Nylander needs to be coached a little bit harder and they have that relationship, I love it. In fact, that's like a stock up for Berube thing for me. It's not a stock down thing. Anyways, I thought Nylander was great. I thought that he was just like all over the ice. My only nitpicky thing is something that is not Nylander exclusive. It's just a pet peeve that I always have, which is they're chasing the hat trick.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
But no, I actually don't mind that so much. But you know when I mind it is when the goalie has a shutout and the team has decided that they're going to prioritize the hat trick over the shutout. And that's what happens is like, they're kind of screwing around. They're trying to feed Nylander. He's just snake bit on it. Like you could tell he's pressing because like the puck's bouncing off his stick. He can't get a clean look at the net. He's going off the ice frustrated. But then like a second later, after Morgan Rielly tries to just end it, right? Morgan Rielly's the adult in the room who's like, I'm putting this on the net. It gets blocked. And then Seattle goes down and Tolvanen scores on Woll. And I let out a groan because I felt for Joe Woll, man. Woll was solid tonight. I don't think he was making like spectacular saves, but he was quiet in the net. This was an awesome, awesome start for him. But you know he wants that St. Louis game because he's from there. And you know he wants ice time and he wants to find his game. And I'm telling you that just like the hat trick mattered to Nylander, and that's why they're hunting it for him, and that's why he's taking the shots, the shutout matters to Joe Woll, okay? Like it did. And if he gets a shutout, it's kind of an undeniable case that he gets a net on Saturday night, which would have been kind of good for him. As much as, you know, we're Stolar's gang here. Everybody's enjoying Stolar's. I felt for Woll there where I was like, are you kidding me, guys? Like, just put it in the net, end this game, make them go to 5-on-5 and give me the shutout.
Can I point something out that drove me crazy on that play? Can we, if who's ever rolling it there, if we could go back to the actual goal that they scored at the end, maybe we can't. But like Holmberg has he has not contributed much to this team. And you're out there at the end of the game, your goal has got a shutout. Could you, if not Flamingo on the shot block, like, can you watch Chris Tanev tape and get in the lane and block that shot? You're standing right there, man. Like, how does that shot get through? You're on top. You're right there. Get down. Get a knee on that. Get a leg on that. Like, this guy, it's just blocked the shot. Drove me crazy. Flamingo.
I didn't pick up on it when it first happened because my brain.
Get out on that.
Of course, but you're right. Like, you're right. It's undeniable. Like, the tape shows it pretty clear. Like,
get out on that. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, that's fine.
You've been driving me crazy.
Anyway, so Nylander doesn't get it. That's insane, though, that Nylander has 32 games with 2 goals and only 1 with a hat trick.
Yeah, it is crazy. That's a lot. And, you know, the way those Cookie Monsters go when that net empties, it's surprising that he's only got 1 hattie. Oh, because, boy, they start getting hungry. They start sniffing that cookie. And they're all like, they're the 97 Red Wings with the net empty, bud. They're
unreal.
Unbelievable.
Dude, Matthews broke out a literal, like, trick shot, pool shot. He stepped to the side.
Oh,
He had vision. That was like a prime Aaron Rodgers play, not a current Aaron Rodgers play where it's like Aaron Mahomes. How does he do it? The angles, like the Chris Collinsworth just gushing.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. That Mahomes, he's a magician. That was Austin Matthews with that empty netter tonight. It was gorgeous. That was really cool, though. You got to admit, that was pretty damn cool. That was so intentional. Like, I know you're doubting Tavares. Some people in the chat apparently are doubting Tavares. Seems like there's more people on your side on the Tavares, not a shot.
He's an NHLer. He shot it off the boards. He knows the angle. He's done it 100 times. He had a wide open lane. He did it. It's not that hard.
I just thought it was nice. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the podcast loved it too.
To me, the 4 goals tonight were all super pretty. Okay, let's talk about the first one because that's the only one that we haven't talked about. There's like, what, 7 seconds left?
Yeah. Awesome play.
So great. Yeah. To me, play of the game. Like, no doubt about it.
And the pass that he gets out in front, he has his hand turned over still, like with the face-off stick, which is amazing. And I love what Mike Johnson said about them drawing it up, where they did it on the way to the circle as opposed to in the circle, so they wouldn't sniff it out. Like they got off the bench and they were skating together, they sniff it out. And this is beautiful. Like, I got to tell you, the hockey sense by Marner there.
Yep, agree.
To not like immediately chop it towards the net, just to think it out that Nyes is there. Nyes has no idea what's about to happen. He's just got his stick on the ice. It lands there. He hits it. That's just all Matthews Marner brilliance. And Nyes gets another one here. But those two guys, I mean, that line right now is, I would love to see what their fancy numbers are right now. They are caving teams in. Like they have been unbelievable. And that's a great, beautiful goal. That's a beautiful goal.
Like there's so many shifts. I thought Marner's edge work tonight and just the vision and just the control that he had over the puck where it just felt like it was glued to his stick was really fun to watch. But I'm with you. That was like the win by Matthews and the drive is great and to be able to find him. But so much of sports is just like guys who know time and score. And that sounds so basic, but it's so true. And that's just elite patience by Mitch to just be like, yep, we had 8 seconds left. I know exactly what the time is, and I know how much time I've got to make this play, and bing, bang, boom, it's right there. Like, it's calm. It's right there. It's on the tape. It's not rushed in any fashion. You're bang on. I was really impressed.
I would like to point out, though, if that puck skips over the stick of Matthew Nyes, there is 17 screenshots on Twitter being like, he's right in the slot. You got to shoot the puck. So remember when he does make a great pass, that when the screenshots of him on that impossible angle shot on the 5-on-3, what was that, against Boston, where everybody was burying him for it. Like,
but he's got 5 screenshots against Boston of not shooting.
Yeah, that one on the 5-on-3 was the most was the most out of context one of all time.
Yeah, sure.
Like, but the one where he cut around the net one, there's the ones that are bad, but that one was out of context. Anyways, I just wanted to say that.
It's out of context, Anyways, Nylander leading the player poll tonight, player of the game poll with 57%. I'm kind of curious who else we have on there and what the other numbers are. Because, I just think he was so far and away the best guy tonight. Anyways, okay, what else from this game? Last thing I wanted to say on the Nylander thing too was it worried me a little when the first power play unit went out, and I know it was a short power play, but they played the entirety of the thing, and I went, ooh, like a day after, or the day of Nylander mentioning that he wants more ice time, you put the other unit out there first, and then they get the entirety of the shortened power play, but then Berube did the right thing.
Maybe a little message though.
Yeah, but then they went with the second power play unit. And I will say this, like, God, it's such a low bar for the power play right now. Like, they don't score any goals. So I'm doing literal moral victories with the most expensive power play unit in NHL history. But it looked a lot more dangerous tonight. Like, they hit a post. It was I know it's a joke. It's a joke. I feel like a clown saying it, but it's true. You're not going to back me up on this?
I was hoping and praying I wasn't going to bring up the power play because it was just like one show where we can't talk about it. But if we must, I'm team PP. I'm team PP2. I think I liked PP2 a lot tonight.
You're PP2? Okay,
I'm PP2 guy.
Yeah, I think PP1. Okay,
it does work though. Better having the two, like PP2 clearly runs through Nylander.
Yep. And
PP1 clearly runs through Marner. And those are both awesome options. So let's give it a little bit longer because it looked good. So that's and Domi, classic guy that passes too much with a wicked shot. Like that shot, he almost split the puck in two on the crossbar. It's the hardest wrist shot I've seen all year. And Matthews is on the team. I'm like, just shoot it more, man.
No, it's not going to happen. Like I've said this a million times, but like when I had Sundin on, not last time, but the time before, I asked him, it's like, you got such a, and I asked Teemu Selanne the same thing. Both guys are big, like presences in Max's life.
Yeah.
And they've watched him play since he was a little kid. And both guys have told him to shoot the puck more, and he hasn't. And so the odds that Craig Brook is going to say it to him and he's going to start doing it, it ain't happening. Anyway,
you got to be like, dude, I'll give you $2,000 every shot. I'll give you money.
I honestly don't
money on the board for every shot. Like,
don't get the impression that
with $10,000, what's the number for him?
I just think he's like blood. It's in him to give. Like it's just
you mentioned Rielly earlier with the pass.
Yeah, he's great. This is my last topic.
He's starting to come around. And
he's awesome tonight.
No, but like I thought he had a bit of a shaky start to the year.
Okay.
New partner, getting used to playing with Tanev, playing with Oliver Ekman-Larsson a little bit. But he's fine in his offense now. I think he's up to 6 points and 6 points now.
Yeah, 3 goals, 3 assists.
Yeah, starting to just look like himself, starting to be a lot more decisive, starting to use those legs. Still don't love the gap stuff with him, with the guy bearing down on him. Never will. But
you just got to accept some guys for who they are, like the Domi not passing thing.
When I know Morgan's going right is when he's making the right decision between offense and defense, and he's really making the right decisions right now. And that pass to Willie was really nice. Like just snapped it right on the tape. And I loved the low five between those two guys on the celly. You see that? The very, very rare low hockey five, hand open. Noticed, liked it. Looked good.
Noticed. Yeah. All right. Anything else for you? I'm out.
Yeah. I was gonna do Jersey talk, but we don't need to.
Always do Jersey talk. What do you want?
I like it's Jersey Corner, as you know. Every team that comes in. When I was a kid, when I went to go to Owenside Attack games, my passion was when new jerseys would come in, and so like I always look at the jerseys. Seattle suck. I know you like them, but they're terrible. They're terrible. That the logo is 5 sizes too big. The color is awful. They're just, it's so bad. It's so bad. Sorry about it. I know you love them.
I don't care what you say. Like I said, I think your taste is among the worst of any human being on planet Earth. Like, and this is well documented, and I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go through the like laundry list, but like you're genuinely famous for having the worst taste. Like, and that is your thing. Like you got trash mouth.
Not a hockey color. Like that's a color for like I don't know, for a Power Ranger or something. It's just not hockey, man. It's ugly.
All right.
It's ugly. Like, and it's like their colors look like I mean, the logo looks like rum, Seagram's. It's just a bad get up.
I got to tell you too, it's funny. Luke has basically been thumping the chat tonight with only people who have agreed with you. And I haven't read any of them.
Swat Dog loves me.
Swat Dog. It's just like, here's Joe from Idaho and over the channel. All these people, it's just like this. I love Seattle stuff. And especially since I like it when a city like has the Pittsburgh thing where they go with like the city's color, and Seattle's like their uniforms, they match like the city aesthetic, which I think is great. Like, they're not my favorite. Like,
I just think they suck. Like, I think they're a bottom five jersey in the league.
Which is kind of funny because I distinctly remember multiple times you gushing about the jerseys, and
not true. Never have. Always said the logo is way too big. Always said the logo is way too big.
Vibe says, wish they had an actual Kraken. No, wrong. The anchor is elite. And here's the thing.
That's what they should go to. That logo that you have a hat of, with the anchor that's on the shoulder, if that was the logo, 100 times better. Yeah, like not even comparison.
I agree. No, of course the anchor is better than the S. Like I would, no one, there's not, that is genuinely like the least polarizing take of all time. But what I love about the anchor and what I love about the S is that they're both simple enough that you can wear them on like clothes, and it just looks like classic and old, and like you don't know for sure what it is. Because I've said this before, and people get mad at me, but I think that a lot of sports teams with like the cartoonish looks, it's fine, it's all right. But I prefer, to me, because I'm old, like I forgot it was Halloween, so I'm obviously extremely washed up. I just prefer the more adulty, clean looks, and to me, the anchor and the S are that. But, anyways, whatever. That's yours.
Nothing, man. I just miss Halloween, bud. When we were mid-20s, Halloween there's nothing better. That's like the truly great times of my life. Mid-20s Halloween.
Halloween used to be my favorite holiday.
Number one. It was the greatest. There was
Yeah.
nothing better. Like between the age of 5 until 29, it is the greatest holiday ever.
No, you're forgetting a crucial part of the age when Halloween sucks. And that's the time that you stop trick-or-treating because people tell you you'll get bullied if you do. And I was definitely in the friend group. I still remember where I was and the friends I was with where I was like, what are we going as this year? And they're like, what are you even talking about? It's baby stuff. I was like, yeah, no, it's totally. I hate Halloween. I don't even want a big bag of candy. Take home, walk around with my best buds. And like, yeah, it sucks. I hate that. No,
the actual best day now is at Rogers when all the people come in with their bags of candy and they put them out around the tables and they're always on tables.
I hate those days.
I'll be hammering chocolates. Where Borny will bring in a bag full.
Kipper
will be searching through his drawers.
I hate that because I have no self-control. Like,
oh, me neither.
I have no willpower where it's like I can't just walk by the candies. Like the only way, and you know this because you'll complain all the time when you'll be at my place. You're like, "Where's your snacks?" It's like, bro, I ate them all because if they're here, they're gone, and so I can't have them in the place. Like,
fair.
I
get it.
Like, I just turn into the ultimate pig. I had an ex-girlfriend once who was like, "I need to buy." Speaking of bowls, where she was like, "I need to buy you bowls for snacks because you just dust the bag every time."
I mean, listen, I don't even bother with a bowl. Like, I mean, I'm just going to eat them. Like a
I'm
bowl, it's $30 a dish for no reason.
No, but yeah, I know it's obvious the guy take of it. I'm just saying that she'd watch me just like eviscerate an entire bowl of stuff. It's like, yeah, it can't be done. Like it just
Big Daddy is home says JD stands for Junkyard Dog.
I got just destroying snacks all the time. Anyways, hey, by the way, update. We're not doing Leafs talk on Saturday. All right. It's not happening Saturday night. We're having to take the day off. Both Sam and I have a social obligation, and the social obligation will drive fans of this show absolutely insane. But hey, guess what? It's Argos playoffs.
Argos!
And the boys love the Argos. And we're heading down to Vivo. We're watching the Argos, and we're having a few, and we're just not coming back and doing the show. Yeah. So listen, we're sorry. There's a game that's the very next day. It's the only one outside of Christmas that we're going to be taking off. Like the Christmas games are going to be missed. But yeah, if you're a fan of the show and you want to text where it is in the feed or DM or whatever, all those things, like there's not going to be a show. We'll try to add a few of our thoughts that we end up collecting at a bar after Argos get a big W into the Sunday pod from that game. All right.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Congratulations to that woman who got all my candy tonight. You grifted me.
I like you and I are both like we have guilty consciences. Like I
could never. I would take like 3 and be like, oh, that was too many.
I couldn't even, as an adult, even dream of walking up on someone's step and taking candy from a dish. Like that is literally inconceivable to me that someone would like getting caught. I think if I got caught doing that, I would go to the Toronto Police Department and just be like, I'd like to be
JD Bunkis of Sportsnet fame in jail tonight for stealing candy from a baby.
I would turn myself in, and they'd be like, "You didn't do anything bad." I'd be like, "Please just put me in the hole." I gotta think about it.
Blitzer says he thought we were going to see Swifty. You got 10 grand, Irv. I'll go see Swift.
There's literally nothing that a lot of money that could get me to go miss the Argos playoff game to go see Taylor Swift.
Is that now? Is that happening now, Taylor Swift?
Yeah, it's happening. The Swift stuff is going down. It's going to be a preview for what it's going to be like when we have the World Cup here. It's just like it's insane in the city. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, no, looking forward to it. It's big get Taylor Swift in the city. But yeah, Argos. So we're missing that game. Subscribe to the podcast, leave 5 stars, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, do all those things. Follow on Twitter and Instagram, and we will see you Sunday.